Hey, hey, what are you doing? No. No, this is my recap. Get the fuck away from the mic. Get away from it. No, you didn't have my back this week. Get out. Get out. Fuck out of here. This is your week 13 recap, and what I'm going to do right now is it's going to be pretty simple. It's going to be pretty quick. I'm going to give you a rundown of the highs and lows in the season. Then I'm going to give you a little round one preview, and then I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself. So what do you say we get it started? In 2017, we collectively racked up 10,905 points. Scoring seems to be up because in 2018, we managed to score 12,243 points, due in large part to the winner of his second scoring title in a row, Jay, with 1353. Jay also took home the most week highs with 3. Ed and Eric both tied with the Child Please Award for the lowest scoring teams every week. Paul takes his first division. Orlando takes his fourth division. The highest scoring total of the year was Joe in week 4 with 143. Orlando with the lowest in week 1 with 44. Eric has a new record with the most worst record performances of the year. Eric has the most seasons with the lowest record, now with 3, as he takes that claim this season as well. Orlando has the best record for his third time in his fantasy career. He has the high in that category. Now, the next thing I'm going to give to you is the All-Star team. I do this every year. I take a look at the number 1 ranked players in each position, and the All-Star team are as follows. I just pick one player out of every category. I'm not going to give you 2 or 3 running backs because we have 2 or 3 running back slots. With the number 1 tight end in the league, Orlando with Travis Kelce, 153 points. He is the top tight end of the season. Andy has the number 1 kicker with, I can't even read his name, Kayemi Fair. He's not even, a kicker's not a person. It doesn't matter. 126 points. Patrick Mahomes is the number 1 quarterback in the league with 323 points. He, of course, belongs to Jay. Todd Gurley with 273 with Dro. Dro again with the Bears defense. And I'll get into the Bears defense in a second, with 134 points. And Ed with the number 1 wide receiver in the league in Tyreek Hill. I just want to let you know the distance between Patrick Mahomes and every other quarterback. Ed had the number 2 ranked quarterback in Drew Brees with 258. Now, Patrick Mahomes had 323. That's 65 points. That's like 2 huge performances. You know, Patrick Mahomes, it's like he's played 15 weeks in the league, you know, like 32-point performances apiece. That's how far ahead of the pack he is. I'm telling you. I don't know what's going to happen next season with Kansas City. Obviously, Kareem Hunt isn't on the team anymore, but Jesus, Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes. That team's unstoppable. Okay. Now let's get to these playoff previews. As I said, I'm just going to run through this very quickly. The number 6 team in the playoffs is Dro, with a record of 6-7. The number 5 team is Dad Bod with a record of 6-7. Fuck You with a record of 7-6 at the 4 slot. And number 3 is Pineapple Jugglers with a 9-4 record. Of course, Orlando and Thanksgiving are both on buys, and I would suggest to both of you gentlemen to do the gentlemanly thing, which I think is really a sign of solidarity and also good luck. Bench all of your players. Trust me. Bench all of your players for this week and next week. No, I'm kidding. For this week. So what I'm going to do is give you the predictions. What I think is going to happen in these games. My meandering opinion on what I see as far as injuries, as far as slots that are open, what I think people are going to do. And okay, let's get into it. So first off, Dro versus Joe. The first thing that stands out about Dro's team is the fact that he has Todd Gurley going up against his own defense, which is the Bears defense. Now, normally that's not a big deal because your best player up against your defense, which you should do in most cases, is bench your defense because, if Todd Gurley goes off for 32 points, and that most likely means that your defense is going to be in the negative. But this hurts Dro a lot more because his Bears defense is, as I said, the number one defense in the league. But over the last month, the Bears defense has racked up 42 points for Dro. That's very important. The defense is sort of acting as sort of like an RB2, basically, just scoring 10, 12, 15 points. That's very valuable. If you're Dro, do you keep the Bears defense in there going up against the Rams, who are second against defenses? Obviously, Todd Gurley on the other side has a tough matchup because the Bears are third against the run. Over on the Joe side, you'll notice that Joe has Melvin Gordon on his bench, who is questionable for now. He's not officially out, but he is questionable. And Brady sucks. Brady's horrible. I don't know if Joe's going to leave him in there, but Joe's got a lot of options. There's Ben Roethlisberger on his bench, who's the fourth-ranked quarterback. And, he's outplayed Brady, at least with touchdowns over the past month. I mean, he even had a 5-touchdown performance in week 10. Brady's looking pretty weak. And if you're Joe, you also want to pay attention to the fact that Dro has Rob Gronkowski and he has Julian Edelman. So, I don't know. I mean, what do you do in that situation? Do you keep him in there? He's got Theo Riddick with a pretty decent matchup going against the Cardinals. But in the end, I don't see Joe doing much this week. Unfortunately for him, let's see what happens with Melvin Gordon. If Melvin Gordon doesn't play, I don't think Joe has a chance. I don't think he has a chance to beat Dro. Not that I think that Dro is going to go off, but as I see it, Dro will win this matchup with a final score of 98-79. That's just my arbitrary figure. I'm just throwing it out there. Off to the other round one matchup, we have Dad Bod going up against Fuck You. Now, for Dad Bod, we have, and I think this is pretty funny too, and I know Jay thought this when it happened. This is almost poetic. James Conner is out. He is officially out. And, it's poetic because obviously Hensel drafted Le'Veon Bell. And, Hensel probably should have picked up James Conner for insurance. But James Conner is, he's out. And Jay has picked up Jaylen Samuels. Jaylen Samuels, who is apparently projected to get 12 points. He scored 8 points on 2 carries and 5 yards. So I guess he plays some sort of part in the passing game. So, Hensel has 5 1:00 games. And I see that Jay has, if you're Jay, and by the way, I'm throwing these things out because I'm out of the playoffs. You're listening to the recap, you and your opponent, you're listening to it at your own risk. If I give your opponent advice, fuck both of you. I don't give a fuck. But I see Jay has a running back slot open, and my guess is Jay is going to see what Hensel does in the round in the 1:00 games, because he has Matt Ryan, he has James White, Devontae Adams, Michael Thomas, and his defense going at 1:00. So you're basically Hensel's, his biggest hitters are going to play at 1:00. And Jay, meanwhile, he has Patrick Mahomes, he has Aaron Jones, Odell Beckham Jr., and Eric Ebram playing at 1:00 as well. But at least he has Adam Thielen and he still has that open slot in the running back position. So my guess is, I don't know, he's waiting it out to see what Hensel does, and then he'll decide whether he throws in either Delvin Cook, who's been playing pretty decent over the past 2 weeks. Delvin Cook on Monday night at 8:15, and as if it matters, it's fucking Monday night. That was stupid. Or he has the option of throwing in, as I said, Jalen Samuels at 4:25. So let's see what Jay does. I don't know if he's putting Jalen Samuels on a pedestal, and if he feels like he really needs the points, he'll throw in Jalen Samuels. I'm not sure, but as I see it, this game will end of a final score of 108-90 in favor of Jay. Hensel doesn't have a lot of firepower going out there. He's got a really good matchup with Davante Adams against the Atlanta defense. Matt Ryan is going up against a Green Bay defense. They're the 14th ranked against quarterbacks. Matt Ryan got a 7 last week. He's definitely capable of doing that again. His other one-digit performance was in week 1, where he put up 8 points. I'm not necessarily saying he's going to Wentz Hensel, but I wouldn't put it past Matt Ryan. There's something about him that just, sometimes you may expect the worst from him. So that's how I see it. I see the two teams advancing as Dro and Jay, both advancing to the second round. Of course, the only person in this playoff class without a championship is Joe. So Joe's got to have that chip on his shoulder. This is the best opportunity Joe's ever had. Joe's had pretty good records and pretty good teams. But this is his best chance. If he doesn't pull this off, then who knows when it's going to happen for Joe. But that's how I see it. Not much to say. But as always, may your quarterbacks get hurt before they leave the locker room. May your running backs pull their hamstrings. And may your number 1 running back lose his job because he made a stupid decision and hit a woman on camera. Go fuck yourselves.